headlines. Water set management necessary to tackle water shortages in hill regions of Manipur, says Principal Secretary Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Arun Kumar Sinha. With its upgradation, Bishnupur District Hospital will now be able to provide better medical services, asserts hospital committee member. Hello, very good afternoon, and you're watching Pm-Istv English News. I'm Priyalakshmi Langpoklakpam. Now the news in detail. Principal Secretary of Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Arun Kumar Sinha, has emphasized on the importance of adopting watershed management to tackle water shortages in hill regions of Manipur. He was speaking at the annual calendar releasing function of the Directorate of Environment. The Principal Secretary said wide deforestation in hill regions has impacted water sources in the region, reducing stored water volumes and causing water shortages. The Government of India has sanctioned 2,700 crore rupees to tackle the issue, he said, while informing that the department recorded over 1,000 natural water sources during spring season. In Ukrul, out of the 100 recorded sources, only 173 are recorded to be natural sources, highlighting the challenge of pollution and scarcity. However, for Noni district, efforts are underway on priority scheme to develop natural water sources. Arun Kumar Sinha further stated that the department has recorded 71 wetlands of the state, out of which the department is monitoring 4 of them.
Single-use plastic is a continuous process we are doing. As I said, it's on both level, partly enforcement and partly education. So we are doing both, and it is a continuous process. We are trying to put more pressure on those who are producing the water bottles. In terms of we are putting that they can take it back from wherever, and then we have put, from Environment Department, we have put everywhere this water bottle bank. From there also we are trying to collect as much as possible. But we are putting more onus to the company who is manufacturing this, those who are selling those water bottles. And we are putting on them that whatever they are selling out, they should take it back, and we're trying to put some penalty on that. Currently, we are persuading them that you come with a policy that you take back almost everything that you are producing.
Also speaking at the function, Director of Directorate of Environment and Climate Change, Tarangbam Brajakumar, highlighted that the Directorate, along with other line departments, are making joint efforts to tackle low river water levels, plastic pollution and other environmental impacts. He appealed for public participation in safeguarding the environment.
Environment flow of the Imphal River sigi manage tomnaba or to improve tomnaba hai tare to the seasonality way si kitang phanmang amna ng ta phena spring rejuvenation program se apyam sauna pakar hone ro tare.
Member of Bishnupur District Hospital Committee, Moirangthem Belki, maintained that the 50-bedded District Hospital Bishnupur, a vital healthcare institution catering not only to the people of the district but also to neighboring areas, has been granted approval for upgradation to a 200-bedded hospital by the Manipur government on December 1. Following the upgrade, he has assured that the hospital will now be able to provide effective and better medical services. CMO Bishnupur Dr. L. Rai Chandra, Medical Superintendent Dr. K.A. Satyabala and Hospital Committee member N. Bimala too were present at the press briefing. Moirangthem Bilki further stated that there was a time when the hospital severely lacked infrastructure, specialist doctors and manpower, causing significant inconvenience in the delivery of quality healthcare services. However, with sustained support and efforts from the local MLA, CMO, local CSOs, Bal Bishnupur, Medical Superintendent and the Management Committee, the hospital has witnessed marked improvement, including the deployment of various specialist doctors, enabling smooth and effective functioning, he said. With the approval granted by the Planning Department on December 1 to upgrade the hospital to 200 beds, he said the long-standing demand for enhanced manpower and infrastructure would now be addressed.
Honorable MLA Siri Gopindas Kontokjamgi Magi Asoba Koigi Mating Yawi Hajibatare the medical superintendent medical officer Makoi Lising Makada District Hospital Management Committee medical superintendent Lising Maka medical Akoigi Dr. Raisandra Makoiga Loin Kan Honajari Haraga Pamung Yankai Labita Konisra what upon a big tanba Akona Mating Harapi Hajarubusu Pamung Yankai Pibusungam the director of Pistaki Masidi Koigi District Hospital C Pamung Yankai Pamu Sanida Planning Department na upgrade tawbada ayaba December gi tang amadagi order thokti masi phanglo honabada khogi mateng panghi medical directorate planning department government gi mari leinaba MLA Siri Gopindas Konthokjam loina na Bisnupur akoiba punbalu bal adigi lanai puksel saurbi biu sing amte topsio sing pamu sanida upgradation tawlobada mateng panghi ko khoi khibipu Hospital Management Committee, the medical officer, medical superintendent, Makaidaki, Tagatpa, Hondoksiri.
MLA of Sagonbal Assembly Constituency R.K. Imo inaugurated and handed over newly constructed Urban Primary Health Centre in the constituency. Addressing the gathering, MLA R.K. Imo expressed happiness to have hand over the newly built Urban Primary Health Centre to the denizens. He also thanked the elderly residents, people of the constituency, councillor and health officers for their overwhelming support in setting up the health centre. He continued that the health centre will provide medical care for people of Sagolban as well as the people of neighbouring constituency. The MLA also spoke about the various developmental program initiated for the welfare of Sagolban. President of All Manipur Scientific Fish Farmers Association Imphal East, Premananda Thokchom, has appealed the women fish vendors of Quaramban Market to call off its agitation against the fish fair held in connection with Imoinu, while announcing that the association is ready to provide separate stalls for the women fish vendors at fish fair. In a press meet held at Manipur Press Club, Premananda intimated that the fish farmers are limited to sales only on Ningol Chakoba and Imoinu in a year and appealed the women vendors to support the farmers in their endeavour. He said if the women vendors go on with hesitation to disrupt the fish fair, the Farmers Association might be compelled to stop supplying fish to women vendors. Speaking further, Premananda said the farmers are yet to receive the benefits of Pm-Istv scheme for 2021-24 and the vehicle engagement charges for previous fairs. He urged the government to take concern and deliver the pending dues.
Benching na khoi fishery department da laaga imoinu si mela tobu yaro habagi adugumba ama khoi ujei ima sing gi mfam da khoi na hajening badi imoinu masung niwon chakau si khaktani khoi gi farmer sing na nga yom gi tanja ma phangjeri se ado hairiba tanja sida ima sing su mafam sida lakpiraga khoi punna saruk yamina ba pamjei kaigumba ima sing na thugaiba khongaibagi khongjang changane na tai ado hairiba sing asi khoi misunderstanding amagi makha dai thokpane khali ima sing su kidang wakhan khandamina si kaigumba desti ima na hujigi khongjang gi sanggen bagi fireta dum leikitaragadi matung tarakpada khoi manipur da leiriba association sing ase khoi pula punjala matung da nga yolaga jibika hingiriba ima sing da khoi nga phauba khoi thada bagi condition da su lakpasu yai aduna khoi masem misunderstanding thonon gumsi yam gyan tana khoi thabak tominasi.
Composite Regional Center for Skill Development, Rehabilitation and Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Imphal celebrated its 4th Foundation Day at Sai NERC, Imphal. International Day of Person with Disabilities was also observed as part of the event where aids and assistive devices were handed over to differently abled persons. State Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities, Manipur, Waikom Birahari, Director CRCSRE N. Khoibi, Joint Director Social Welfare Kaisam Jiteshwar, former Chairperson RCI NEZCC Laishram Tokendra Ricky, and Board Member National Trust Dr. Sapam Yashovanta graced the occasion as the main guests. Speaking on the occasion, State Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities Manipur, Vaikom Birahari, encouraged the differently able people to obtain UDID card in order to have full access to the benefits provided under government schemes. He said a differently abled person who has disabled certificate has every right to claim their benefits, and if denied, they can raise complaint to the authority. He also urged them to visit the cell open for disabled persons at Social Welfare Department if they require any information regarding government schemes. A one-day national seminar on history, patrons and doyens of sports in Manipur was formally inaugurated today at the committee room of the Vice-Chancellor's Secretariat, Manipur University. The seminar was jointly organized by the Department of Sociology, Manipur University, the College Development Council, Manipur University, and the Intellectual Forum, Northeast Manipur. The inaugural session was graced by eminent personalities from the fields of academia, sports, administration and public life. The Presidium members comprise Vice-Chancellor of Manipur University, Professor Naurem Lokendra, and Padma Shri awardee and former Union Minister of State for Culture, Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Thaunaujam Chaupa. The seminar proceeded with technical sessions featuring scholarly presentations by sports historians, administrators, former civil servants and veteran coaches, reflecting the interdisciplinary character of the event. Following the inauguration, the seminar proceeded with two technical sessions featuring eminent resource persons from diverse backgrounds. Delivering the keynote remarks as Presidium member of the inaugural function, former Minister Thaunaujam Chauba reflected on some good decisions taken up by the then government and himself as MOS, Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, which have become instrumental in today's sporting success stories of Manipur, like protection of sporting grounds, organizing national games and establishment of National Sports University. He stressed the importance of recognizing the contributions of unsung patrons and pioneers who nurtured sports at the grassroots level, often under challenging socio-political circumstances. He further called for research and documentations of such contributions in the form of published books. One-day national seminar on poet Laishram Samarendra's birth centenary was conducted by Cultural Forum Manipur at GP Women's College. Former convener, Manipur Language Advisory Board, Sahitya Academy, New Delhi, Professor Huirem Birahari, President of Cultural Forum Manipur, Professor Koijam Shantibala, and many students attended the seminar. Speaking on the occasion, former convener, Manipur Language Advisory Board, Sahitya Academy, New Delhi, Professor Huirem Birahari recalled the immense contribution of Kavi Laishram Samarendra to Cultural Forum Manipur during his tenure as the president of the forum. He also remembered Laishram Samarendra as a legendary poet, and he was conferred the first Professor Manihar Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014.
Cultural policy
Youth Development Center Club of Kairao Bitra celebrated its 46th foundation day at Kairao Maibam Lampak. MLA of Kairao Assembly Constituency Laurimbam Rameshwar, President of YDCCP Maipal, Fishery Director T. Fullain, Senior Administrative Officer, Water Resources Department S. Kunjakeshwar, and Director of Settlement and Land Record Department David Elangbam too attend the celebration. The attendees paid floral tributes to the photos of the late founder members and members of the club. Painting and AC competitions were held for students and the winners were presented with prizes. Speaking on the occasion, MLA Laurimbam Rameshwar appreciated the crucial role of YDCC in the development of the locality. He then met assurance to build a local community hall at Kairao Bitra, Kuno.
Lakai asida ni tong methalok Kairao gyena January horpada Kairao Kuno da I local area phadagi committee hall ama sana ba leya sanction tawre yam hantak live chai ahu bujida masima sana honarage aduga panthoi bigi laibung na sare ba phagi maya gi mauto bodo ayama losel flooring khawale adu de majo phai hantak live boxing phairen la kaino phai lai chalong kapale ai ni pam adu na hantak ki sijung January I chai manung hai ta angan ba chai da lai thom nang na ba simang losan jage haina halaman sing dai sum problem jabane.
Loitongbam Ibobi, a film producer from Yaripok Market, presented uniforms to two VDF personnel attached to Yaripok Police Station traffic, acknowledging their dedicated service. The event was attended by Yaripok Police Station OC in charge, Inspector Suresh, and filmmaker PK Prem Kumar Paunam. The film producer handed over the uniforms to VDF personnel M. Ronil and H. Ajit, expressing gratitude for their efforts in managing traffic and ensuring safety at Yaripok Market, a high traffic area prone to accidents. He also mentioned that similar presentations were given in the year 2022 to some VDF personnel and assured to continue support in the years to come. Inspector Anshuresh appealed to the public to cooperate with the traffic personnel in maintaining order and safety. Now some national news. India has said the unremitting hostility against minorities in Bangladesh is a matter of grave concern. Briefing media in New Delhi, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said India condemns the recent gruesome killing of a Hindu youth in Mymensingh city of Bangladesh, and the perpetrators of the crime must be brought to justice. He added that over 2,900 incidents of violence against minorities, including cases of killings, arson and land grabbing, have been documented by independent sources during the tenure of the interim government in Bangladesh. He added that these incidents cannot be brushed aside as mere media exaggeration or dismissed as political violence. Replying to another query on upcoming polls in Bangladesh, Randhir Jaiswal said India supports free, fair, inclusive and participatory elections in Bangladesh. The parliamentary elections in the neighbouring country are scheduled to take place on the 12th of February. On the H-1B visas issue, the External Affairs Ministry spokesperson said India remains actively engaged with the US to address and minimize the disruptions caused to Indian nationals holding H-1B visas. He said the government has received multiple representations from Indian nationals facing delays and difficulties in scheduling or rescheduling US visa appointments. In international news, Thailand and Cambodia have signed a ceasefire agreement to halt fighting along their disputed border. Thai Defence Minister Nathapon Nakpanik and Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister T. Seha signed the agreement today at a border checkpoint in Thailand's Chanthaburi province. Both countries agreed on a joint statement during a special meeting of their border committee. Clashes had intensified earlier this month after a July ceasefire collapsed. The fighting involved artillery, rocket fire and air operations, particularly near the Dang Rek mountain range along the Thailand-Cambodia border. The dispute centers on long contested border areas, including zones near the Preah Vihear temple. While the International Court of Justice ruled in 1962 that a temple belongs to Cambodia, surrounding land claims remain unresolved. The recent violence led to military casualties and displaced thousands of civilians on both sides. ASEAN has urged restraint and a return to dialogue to restore stability in the region. The Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, came under a massive Russian attack in the early hours today, with explosions sounding in the city and air defenses in operation. Media reports said that Russia launched several Kinzhal hypersonic missiles, 4 Iskander ballistic missiles, and a group of caliber cruise missiles. Several explosions were heard across the capital, and power outages were reported in Brovary, a suburban town of Kyiv and surrounding areas. The attack came just a day before a meeting between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and U.S. President Donald Trump, which is set to take place in Florida on the weekend to discuss the details of an accord aimed at setting the nearly 4-year-old war with Russia. Well, before we end this bulletin, the headlines once again. Water set management necessary to tackle water shortages in hill regions of Manipur, says Principal Secretary Forest Climate Change Arun Kumar Sinha. With its upgradation, Bishnupur District Hospital will now be able to provide better medical services, asserts hospital committee member. Well, that's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great afternoon.